Hello everyone. I'm Tyler Chrestman, and welcome to the Chrestman Conversation. This week, the news is a little boring with the holidays. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or just some good time with the family. I hope everyone had a good New Year's, by the way. This is the first episode of the year. So congratulations, you made it another year. And since the holidays were just on us, the news cycle has been pretty terrible. We are probably going to have an episode coming up about Iran. There's some information coming to light from yesterday and today. We're going to have to do an episode on it, but we don't have enough information today. And there is something else I wanted to talk about, which is more fun and something I really enjoy. And the new year is giving us an opportunity to talk about it. And that is going to be the fact that it is the perfect time for you to use this as a moment to try and change something in your life you don't like. We're going to talk about New Year's resolutions. I, personally, am a huge fan of New Year's resolutions. There's something about making it through the world, navigating your life. This idea we get up in the morning. Most people go to work Monday through Friday. You work hard, you come home, you spend some time with your family. You try and relax after work. Most people just sit around and watch TV. They eat dinner. You spend time with your kids, your spouse. These are good things. These are good things to do. But the unfortunate fact is that Americans work a lot. And part of working a lot leaves very little in the way of time for self-reflection. Most people don't take time to really examine the areas of their life where they have shortcomings, their failings, the things that they want to improve, because they're so busy just hustling to survive. And the new year is a fantastic time when everyone seems to want to engage in making changes. I think people should do it all the time. You should constantly be evaluating your life and looking for ways to improve, whether it's mentally or physically or spiritually. You should always be looking for ways in which you can make yourself a better person. However, most people live busy lives. They don't do this all the time. They don't think about it. They don't even know that they're supposed to think about it. So the new year is sometimes the only opportunity that people have where society tells them, hey, take a look at your life and realize what you want to change. And so I'm a huge fan. I think people should do this all the time. We should have resolutions, goals, things we want to change going on constantly. Our life should constantly be an evaluation and an update as to the state of our well-being. But it isn't. So New Year's, here we are. Here we sit. It is currently the 3rd day of January, and it is not too late to start a New Year's resolution today. You can do it. And I am here to tell you that it's okay to not be perfect with it either. That's okay. It's totally fine. You're going to fail a couple times. But it's important to make a list. And what I think everyone needs to do, what I think everyone should do, and I mean this in a literal sense, I want you to get a piece of paper and I want you to brainstorm. Think about ways in which you can make yourself a better person. What is something you didn't do last year you wish you had done? Write it down. What is some way in which when you honestly examine yourself, you can say, I really could be better in this regard. Write it down. And write down as many as you can. And then pick 5. Make a list of 15. Pick 5. Pick the important 5. And make a list of goals. And after you had done this big brainstorm, after you come up with this big list and you pick your 5, what I want you to do is I want you to be specific. It is important that you are specific with your requirements for meeting this goal in this next year. What I don't want, it's a good goal. I put it on mine. I make a big list. I don't do 5. I'm not following this whole rule because I consider myself an expert of New Year's resolutions. I'm a little more advanced because I take them real seriously because I love them very much. But I used to end my resolutions list with a couple of more vague resolutions. It would be something you'll see on there a lot. Be nicer. I used to end mine with don't try not to lie. This used to be a big thing of mine. Still is. Eventually, I hope to live in a way that means I never tell a lie again. And I hope to get there. I still, every once in a while, I find myself occasionally telling white lies, and I'm like, oh, I hate it. I hate doing it. And then I realize I did it later, and I say, oh, why did I do that? Better to just tell the truth. My goal is to get to a spot where I never lie ever. But anyway, that was always one that I would put on there. Don't lie. Be nicer. Try to do, vague resolutions. And what you have to realize about vague resolutions is that they are very difficult to keep. If you want to be nicer, that's great. It's a great goal. I used to put that on mine. I am kind of a cynic, and it is important, I think, to try and be more of the optimist, be a nicer person overall. It's a hard goal, and it's very difficult to hold yourself accountable when you allow yourself to be vague. So, for example, if you're making some resolutions this year, try to think of concrete, specific things that you can do that you think will make you better by next year. Don't say, do this more often. Make a goal. You want to go to the gym? You want to be fit? Okay, make an easy goal. Make a minimum requirement. Let's say your goal is to go to the gym 3 times a week. Okay, that's a great goal. 3 times is a totally excellent goal for maintaining body health. 3 days at the week, 3 days a week at the gym. That's a fantastic goal. Make your New Year's resolutions. You are going to go to the gym at least once a week. And you write that down. Don't say go to the gym more often. No, go to the gym at least once a week. That's your goal, and don't allow yourself to cop out of it. Your goal is 3 times a week, but you make the minimum. You make the minimum your resolution. You're going to go at least once a week. Now, ideally, you're going to go 3 times a week, but you are going to force yourself to go at least once a week. And those are the kind of resolutions I want you to write down. And I want you to write this on paper. I want you to hang it up in your house. I want it to be somewhere on your kitchen fridge. That's where I keep mine. And I want you to look at this thing all year. And I want you to focus on doing the things that you set out to do at the beginning of the year and hold yourself accountable. And it could be more than 5 if you want. But I'm saying you need to pick things that you think you are capable of doing. And they don't all have to be things like go to the gym. That's a common one. People like myself who go to the gym regularly, we always talk about January as being the worst month of the year because that is the year when all the resolutioners come out and they're at the gym for a week and then they quit. January is very busy at the gym, and then February is very dead at the gym. That's kind of the way it always goes. And a lot of that is because people come out too hard. They lose interest. They don't make it fun for themselves, and they fail. Don't do that. Ease your way into it. You don't need to go 3 times a week right from the jump. Go once a week. Do something. Go out and walk 2 days a week. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Make slow, incremental changes in your life so that by the end of the year, you're meeting your goal 3 times a week, and it's fun. It's doable. You've got a routine. They say it takes 28 days to form a habit. 28 days. That's not a long time. If you do something for a month consistently, it becomes habit forming. You do something every day for a month, boom, you formed a habit. And make it a good habit. I'm not talking about a bad habit. Smoking's a habit. That's a bad habit. I'm talking about something good. Every morning when you wake up, you do 30 minutes of exercise. And you do it every day for a month. Well, congratulations. Now, the next month won't be as difficult because you are accustomed to it. It takes that long to become accustomed to something. But anyway, that's a slight digression about specifically the gym, but it applies to everything on your list. Ease your way into it. You don't have to be perfect from January 1st. That's not the point of a resolution. You do not have to be perfect from the jump. The goal is by the end of the year, are you better than you were at the beginning of the year? That's the goal of the resolutions. That's what it is. And they don't all have to be about your mind, body, and spirit. Some of them can be fun things that you've always wanted to do and you've never done. For example, this year, one of my resolutions, I'm going to go skydiving. You know why? Because I've always wanted to do it and I've never done it. And now I'm going to force myself to do it because I have the means, I have the time. It's just been laziness. I never have done it because I don't take the time to schedule time for myself. And that's what this is about. I don't take time off of work to do things that I want to do. I don't give myself the opportunity to enjoy life enough. And that's what that resolution means to me. That means, hey, take some time to enjoy your life a little bit more. And it can be things like that too. Let's say you work a lot. You are a very diligent, hard worker. And really one of your goals is to take more time for yourself. That's a great goal. But don't say take more time for yourself on the list. That's a meaningless goal because it's arbitrary, because it's subjective. What does take more time for yourself mean in reality? A better goal, say, I'm going to take 2 vacations this year. Say, I'm going to take a half day on Fridays because I'm able to do that at work. Say, I'm going to come in late on these days because I know on these days I stay late and I don't need to be there until this time. Don't overload yourself. But my point is, whatever the goal is, the sharper you can make it, the better. The better you'll be. Because the sharper you can make it, the easier it is to hold yourself accountable. Let's say you say take more time for yourself. Well, that's nice. It's a great goal. Trying to take time for yourself in this world that is constantly go, go, go. That's a fantastic goal. Being mindful is a good goal. But what do they mean? What does it mean to take more time for yourself? Make it so that everyone knows what it means because you've written it down. Take more time for yourself means taking a half day on Fridays. It means at 7 o'clock at night, no matter what, I'm stopping work at home and I'm going to spend time with my spouse. I'm going to spend time with my kids. That's what that means. It means be specific. And again, you don't have to be perfect from January 1st. And if you fail, if your goal is to not eat chocolate, all right? I don't think it's a great goal, by the way. I think you should eat chocolate sometimes, just not all the time. But if your goal is to not eat chocolate, and today is January 3rd, and you find yourself eating chocolate, and then you say, oh, the year's ruined. I'll start next year. No, you just start tomorrow. Just say, oh, I fell off a little bit. Back on the wagon tomorrow. No more chocolate. The chocolate train has left the station. I almost said set sail. Kind of mixing analogies there. Trains and boats. It's fine. Whatever the case may be. Whatever your goal is. Just realize that you don't have to be perfect from the jump. You'll be okay. You fall off, you get back on. You slip up, that's fine. Tomorrow's a new day. It's cliche, it's trite, but it's true. So that's the thing about cliches. They are annoying to writers because sometimes they are the best way to describe a situation, and they're just so trite. It's just ridiculous. The idea that tomorrow's another day. Of course tomorrow's another day. Everyone knows that. But you don't appreciate it all the time. And so when people say it, it is true. It rings true because it is true. Tomorrow's another day. And if you fail today, that's fine. Be better tomorrow. That's the goal of a New Year's resolution. That's the goal of self-examination. There's that other cliche. Don't compare yourself to somebody else today. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. It's one of my favorite little sayings because it's true. You're not in a competition with other people. That's the mistake everyone in this world makes. It's not a competition between you and the next guy. It's a competition between you and yourself. Because we don't all start in the same place. We're not all at the same place in our life. But yesterday you were a different person than you are today. Are you a better person or are you a worse person? You don't stay the same. It's not the way it works. You don't flatline and maintain. You're either getting better or worse. And if your goal is to be better every day, guess what? It's a doable goal because it's incremental. It doesn't have to be much. The fact that you take the time to self-reflect and examine means you're already doing better than most people. Most people don't take the time because they don't realize it's something that is valuable. It will add value to your life to take the time to examine where you are falling short of your potential and then to work to achieve that potential. Now, this is some people don't like New Year's resolutions for that exact reason, because they say, well, people should do this all the time. And my thing is, yes, I think you should. I think you should constantly be evaluating your life and making changes and trying to better yourself. But if this is the excuse you need to do it, if this is the excuse you need to get off the couch and go for a walk, or to save $50 a week instead of spending it on alcohol, by the way, those are great specific goals. Say, I'm going to save X amount of money every month. I'm going to save X amount of money every paycheck and put it in my savings account. That's a great goal. There's that Warren Buffett rule. You should pay yourself first. That's a great goal. Say, I'm going to take 7 to 10% of my income and I'm going to put it in my savings account until I have enough money that I have a little cushion. So if something bad happens, I'll be okay. That's a fantastic goal. Every 2 weeks, I take 10% of my earnings and they go right in my retirement account. That's every 2 weeks, 10% pre-tax into my retirement account. It's good. It's a good goal, and it's something that a lot of investors tell you to do. Pay yourself first. Anyway, my point is that you are going to be okay if you do these things. If you make the goals like that, if you are specific, if you are actively trying. In 1 week, you don't save 10%. You had something come up and you say, oh, I can't do it this week. That's okay too. Don't be discouraged by setbacks. It's unproductive. That feeling you get when you fail at something, that sort of self-loathing that people are susceptible to, well, it's true that you don't necessarily need to feel good about your failings, but don't beat yourself up about it. Instead, use it to strengthen your resolve, to move forward, to try harder in the future. That's what it's about. That's the goal right there. And I think everyone's capable of doing it. You really are. If you just give yourself the opportunity to not be perfect. That's what it's really about. It is about trying, effort. It's not about the result. The result is great, but the effort is more important than the result. Trying your best is more important in this case than the result. Not always. Sometimes the result's what matters. But when it comes to bettering yourself, it's the effort that matters. It really is. Because the effort makes you better by itself. It is a self-achieving feat by effort alone. When you're trying to make yourself a better person, you are actively becoming a better person. And that's what's important. That's why I love New Year's resolutions, and why I encourage everyone in the comments. I mean this. Everyone in the comments, tell me your resolutions. I would love to hear them, and use it as a way to hold yourself accountable. If you comment, if you make a list of your resolutions on the comments on the YouTube page, then we're going to hold you accountable. The community of people who listen to this show, which I, by the way, want to thank everyone who joined me last year to listen to the show, all the positive feedback I've gotten, all the negative critiques, the things I could do better. I appreciate it all. If you want to come and tell me something that you think I'm doing terribly, I would love to hear it. I sometimes, like the piece I wrote recently for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, sometimes the critiques are less critiques and more insults, but even those are entertaining. So whatever it is, I would love to hear all the feedback. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who was very supportive this year, liking the videos, sharing the content, the podcast, all of it. I really appreciate it, guys. And It means a lot to me. We're going to be trying to do a lot more of these this year so that we can keep growing, because that's the goal. The goal is constant growth. Like you're trying to grow as a person, I'm trying to grow this podcast. So let's make that happen. And again, just my thank you to everyone. I really hope everyone had a happy holidays. Also these episodes, I think I mentioned this, we're going to be playing with the format. Shorter, 20-minute episodes, 25-minute episodes, 2 times a week, maybe 3. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Sometimes I could talk a lot. Sometimes I got a lot to say. But we're going to try and up the frequency with which that they come out. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there this week. New Year's resolutions, they're awesome. Please make a list. Try your best. And hold yourself accountable. That's all. That's the summary of this episode. You can do it. Leave those resolutions in the comments. I want to know what they are. And let's see if we can't get some awesome changes this year as a community. Anyway, I am Tyler Chrestman, and I hope everyone had a fantastic New Year, and I will see you next episode.